I just made a post on my Instagram talking about how I go to the same restaurant every week. It's called the Meat Market. It's out here in Tampa. I moved to Tampa about a couple months ago. I was over. I wanted to move to Tampa a lot because there's a lot of entrepreneurs, other people who's working on themselves, and the standard is just very high in Tampa. Like everybody's in shape, everybody's taking care of their health and their wellness, everybody focused on personal development, right? So that's why I moved to Tampa. But ever since then, I've been to the meat market countless times. And this video is not about the meat market. What I posted was my mom and my family and my friends. They all been trying to tell me to go to a different restaurant, and I just don't really feel like I need to. The reason is being because I'm not going to the meat market because of their steak and their sourdough, which is their sourdough is very great. Me and my friend ordered the most sourdough probably the throughout the whole day from anybody else. We love sourdough, so you can't see us more sourdough. The reason I go to this restaurant in the same restaurant is because it feel like home, and the reason being is because when I'm there, I get to spend time with my boys. I get to hang out with my friends. I get to laugh with my friends. I get to take my mind off the work. Because I'm always so caught up in work from the time that I wake up, from the time that I go to sleep, how I can improve. I need to do this, I need to do that, me take care of my clients. Right? So it's easy to just get so mixing like so connected to the work. And when I go there, I can take my mind off the work. I can spend quality time with my boys. Right? I value quality time. Like you need to value something more than just materials, clothing, money. Like you have to value something bigger than that because when you leave this earth, like you're not gonna be able to take those things with you. The only thing you'll be able to leave on this earth with you when you do go away is just memories. Right? Memories of the time that you spend with the people that was in your life. And I value that so much more than just fucking some steak and some sourdough or going to another restaurant, right? And same thing with like a lot of you guys fitness journey. Like you have to value the journey more than you value the scale, right? Because if you just only value you losing a couple of pounds rather than the journey, you're gonna get discouraged along the way, right? Because you're not seeing the scale move down. And I find that it helped me a lot throughout life. It's just valuing other things rather than materialistic things, clothing, money. As you can see, guys, I don't really, I have a lot of clothes, but I don't really change clothes that often, right? I usually stick to the same clothes every single day, right? It's because I don't care. I'm not here to impress nobody. It's not because I'm poor. I make a lot of money with my business. It's just, there's other things more important than just the money or just clothing or jewelry or designer, right? And that's something that always carried me. I value family time a lot. I value friends time a lot. Although I say that I value my family time a lot, or just quality time in general with the people that's in my life, I still rarely see my family. Like I'm here in Florida and Tampa by myself and no family. Like the rest of my Florida, the rest of my family is down south and next to Fort Lauderdale, or my mom and my siblings is out in Seattle, right? And I barely see them. I up and left from them a couple months ago. And it's not because I don't value family time like I say I do. It's just sometimes in life you gotta make sacrifices. You gotta make sacrifices for the life you want, right? I know you love your family, right? And you want to spend as much time with them. If you have kids, you want to spend as much time with your kids. If you got friends, you got boys, you probably want to spend more time with your boys. But it's seasons. Like it's seasons that you spend time with your family. Like when the holidays come up and Thanksgiving come up, now I'm gonna go spend time with my family. Christmas come up, you spend time with your family. Although I didn't spend time with my family on Christmas, like I said, it's seasons where you spend time with your family and it's seasons where you gotta lock in. Right? So sometimes you do have to make that sacrifice. And I do be saying like every time my boys ask me to go run or go to a restaurant or do a workout together or anything that they want to do together, I always say yes. But although I seem to always say yes, it's not like I'm just saying yes to bullshit. Right? So if they was telling me like let's go to the club, let's get fucked up, I'm not gonna say yes. Right? So it's very important, like yes, you want to spend quality time with them. Yes, I say yes majority of the time, but you gotta make it make sense. Like if you're gonna say yes, make sure it's actually productive, that's actually benefiting you as a person. Like don't just say yes to everything just because you value family time. That's not a mistake that I made. Right? It's the friends that I have in my life. very productive, very driven, want a person to develop, want to get better, constantly improving. That's why it's very important to have good friends in your life so you can be able to say yes more often, right? Because when I was like a couple of years ago, like when I first started my personal development journey, I was saying no a lot more than I am now. The reason is being because the people that was in my life, they was doing degenerate stuff like smoking, wanting to hang out and like party and go mess around with a lot of women and spend a shitload of money that wasn't benefiting us or giving us no return. So I said no a lot of times, right? So with me having better friends, I was able to say yes, right? But I'm not always just saying yes, right? If I have something else more productive to do, like I have to attend to my clients, I got to work on my business. Of course, I'm not going to say yes. I might say no, but that doesn't change the fact that I still value quality time. Like, you usually gotta be real selective throughout life on like your decisions every day, your choices every day, because every day you got a choice. Like, if you want to say yes or no, you don't have to. You're not obligated to anything. And then another thing is like, if you have friends in your life, and it's like they ask you something, it's like a yes or no, and you say no, and it was the feel away about you saying no, or they judge you or say you acting different, you need to let those friends go. Right? Those are not your real friends. Like, just because I'm saying no to distractions and focusing on my business or the task that I have with him, and they getting upset about it, they don't want the best interest for me anyways, right? So you need to be selective about the people that you let in your life. Make sure that they're actually people that's helping you get you to your goal, actually improving you as a person, and not getting and just want the best for you, right? You don't need friends around you who feels like you obligated to hang with them every time that they say yes. Those are not your true friends. They just looking for some entertainment, some comfort. Maybe want you to just tag along, right? So get around other individuals who's also on personal development, also looking to become their best. You'll be able to say yes a lot more often. You'll be able to say no without feeling guilty, right? That's very important. And then you can be able to make those memories with them, spend quality time with them, right? But if you're on your fitness journey, like you on a weight loss journey, you want to lose 20, 30 pounds, you have to value the journey way more than you value just results. Because that's all it's been for my fitness journey. Like, I never had this goal in mind that I just want to have abs, that I want to be ripped, I want to have big biceps. I know, although a lot of people like coming in fitness journey thinking like that, that's just personally, that was never me. Like, I was so dedicated and so committed to just becoming better. And it's still to that day because right now my body is pretty sore. And I find this time and time again, I get like deja vu. Every time that I feel sore, I just think to myself, like, yes, I'm doing my purpose here on earth, right? My purpose is constantly getting better, constantly reaching new heights, constantly pushing myself past what I think my limits are, right? So every time that I do feel sore, I feel like I'm doing my due diligence, right? That's because I'm so in love with the grind, so committed to my own journey, rather than just a six pack and bigger biceps. So that's what kept me committed during the past 3 years that I've been doing fitness consistently without taking any breaks, right? Because I love what I'm doing. I love my purpose. I love what I'm doing here on earth. I love that I'm doing this for more than just me, right? So when your weight loss journey, like you're doing this more than just you. You got to stop thinking about just yourself. Like, I want to lose 20, 30 pounds. Think about the people this will impact. Like your family, if they're overweight or diabetes or any of your family, you're doing this for more than just you. You're doing this for everybody. Because if you break this generational curse, you can be able to transfer this information that you gain throughout your fitness journey, throughout losing weight to somebody else, right? And also, it's not just about losing 20, 30 pounds either. When you lose 20, 30 pounds, what this does is you have more confidence. You build a sense of pride about yourself. That I'm the type of person who stays consistent. I'm the type of person who can commit to things, right? So you build like an ego, a healthy ego from you actually committed to something. You able to show up better on a daily basis with more energy, more confidence, more present in the moment, and not having to worry about, oh, is my stomach hanging over, is people judging me, or I'm running out of breath. Right? You can be able to live life better. You can be able to enjoy life better. You can attract more opportunities just by losing 20, 30 pounds. Like, if you think about all of the benefits that you would get from actually reaching your goals, rather than just losing 20, 30 pounds, you'll be able to stay committed so much longer than if you just saw the scale moving down or it didn't move or just stay stuck or whatever, right? So you have to find the bigger meaning into things, like the biggest purpose into things, like what you're really going after. Like it's always something. Like say for example, like if you think about Michael Jordan, it wasn't that. You think about Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Mike Tyson, all your all the Hall of Fame athletes, they did this for someone bigger. They did this for something bigger than just fighting, right? Because I was a boxer for 2 years and I hated training, but I still was training every single day. You would think I loved it. I hated training. I was one of those boxers that I just loved to spar. I didn't want to train. I didn't want to hit the bag. I'm still not a bag type person. I don't want to run. I just want to spar, right? I just want to fight. And the only reason I was like that because of my bigger meaning. I was never trying to be like a boxing champion. That was not my meaning. I just wanted to endure hardship, endure pain, endure challenges, right? Because I wanted to be able to handle adversity when life throws adversity at me. So that was my bigger meaning. So me sticking to boxing training even when I didn't like it at all, I was able to still stay consistent. I was able to still work harder than a lot of people, right? Because I want to be the man who like never gives up. When life get hard, you can count on me, right? That I'm not going to just freeze up or I'm not going to just quit, right? That was my bigger meaning. I'm pretty sure all your favorite athletes had a bigger meaning rather than just a sport, right? Maybe their father or something was inside the sport and they want to continue the legacy. Or maybe they had no choice but to make something happen out of their talents because life was hard, right? So if you just find a bigger meaning in a lot of the stuff that you be doing, it'd be so much easier for you to stay consistent and actually see it in.